All right, y'all, let's jump into it. All right. So when we think about how the reality of, and we're going to jump into this five layer cake. I did want to show this screen real quick because Ron Clark, one thing that he is going to be consistent on is being mighty dapper. So just wanted to shout that out. So when we think about this 5-layer cake, let's start to where it came from, because I'm always about making sure folks know who the source is. Now, I will say this. I got to look back at you at this point. There is the reality. I never forget this. I think I heard this probably about 10 years ago. There was someone they were talking. They were like, man, I don't know who said this, and he gave the quote, and it was a very powerful quote. Then after that, he said, now look, I don't remember who said it, but after I say it about 3 more times, is my quote. So there's a lot of folks that's been sharing this quote from Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, but they've been like, nah, this is my idea. No, he didn't say that. He said that back in the day. So this 5-layer cake. So when we think about artificial intelligence, AI, sometimes we only think about the software. Sometimes we only think about, Claude, ChatGPT, Grok, these different platforms. So him breaking it down this way, I thought was very interesting. And his point wasn't just like cute. It was a point in which we could keep talking about AI like it's a software, and it isn't, right? Like, yo, it's just software. Nah, it's a little bit more than that. He said, I want you to sit with this one. AI is infrastructure. And so we need to treat it the way in which we would treat electricity or roads. And I heard it unpacked again recently on an episode of The Compound, which is where a lot of you probably ran into it. So here's a version that got shared, and it lines up with how he laid it out. So as mentioned, the CEO of NVIDIA, and if you're not aware of NVIDIA, one of the largest companies traded on the stock market, one of the largest companies in the world, period, right? And so it is critical to know what he is thinking and how he is also categorizing artificial intelligence and AI. So the bottom layer, the ground, the cooling, the electricity, land, power generation, water, transformers, the grid. Nobody makes a highlight reel about a transformer, which is why one of the things that we talked about and shared on our platform is how this AI evolution is a great opportunity for those that are pursuing jobs that are in the trade industries, right? So electricians, plumbing, HVAC, like any of those that you are looking to pursue is a great opportunity for you. And the main reason of that is that bottom layer, the ground, the cooling, the electricity, the power generation, the water, the transformers, the grid. So not only there's job opportunities there, we just got to make sure that we got a clear understanding of that foundational level of what it takes for AI to essentially be what we know is true. That second layer, the chips, the NVIDIAs of the world. This is the layer everybody knows the name of. Third layer is the infrastructure. This is the data centers themselves, the buildings, the racks, the cooling system, the cloud contracts. Then you have the fourth layer. This is the model layer, the large language models. You'll hear LLM. What is the LLM? This is where most people think AI actually lives. And it's the fourth, and it's the fourth of the 5. And then sitting on top of all of these layers is the app layer. This is the thing that you actually open, right? And according to Jensen, this is his emphasis, not mine. That top layer is where economic value gets created. Now, why should you care about a 5-layer cake? Because when you say the words, I'm invested in AI, you have said almost nothing, right? You just named a cake. You haven't named the layer in which you're on. And the layers do not behave the same way at all. And so as we see the screen here, for those that are not able to view the YouTube, that energy is at ground level. And so if there's companies that you're invested in that help increase the effectiveness and the efficiency of energy, great. If there's chips that you're invested in, NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom, great. In the infrastructure around it, right? So that's the Microsoft, the Amazon, the Google, the Oracles, the model themselves, the OpenAI, the Anthropics, the Google, the DeepMind, the Meta, the open models. And then fifth is the application. That's when you get the ChatGPT. That's when you get the Copilot. That's when you get the agents and some of the vertical software that helps support it all. So just ensure that you are aware of where you are in regards of this, so your investments can go really with the right narrative when you think about AI.